our listeners, what is it exactly that's so important about journaling? I mean, whether you're going to write, in your diary, or you're going to write, what happened today or whatever. What is really going on here? Maybe we can go deeper into that.
Sure. One of the things that's said about people who might be a bit depressed is that they ruminate on things. They really latch onto an idea.
Yes.
And they can't let it go.
Rumination, yeah.
So, what happens when we either tell a friend, tell a therapist, talk to somebody who we love and who cares about us? We can also stick it into our journal. And when you have a journal, you can have a conversation with that journal, with yourself. And when you release some of that hold that it has on you, when you release it, when it releases you, there's relief that can come. So you let go of that rumination. You can stick it in the journal, and then, as I said, you can close it, put it away for another time. But really, it's a place to bring it out, to give it a name, and then to let it be.
I could see that, and it's like when you do, for instance, let's just say the common thing most people do is they call up a friend. And it's true, women often are more chatty than men. Men have a tendency to, all right, just deal with it, don't you don't have to talk about it, and you just deal with it, and you go and hammer a few nails. Or, be very physical. They have that way of dealing with their emotions. But women are more chatty. So here we are, we're having a little chat with our friend, and a good friend, a good listener will sometimes echo back at us, So I think it's a process of just like hearing ourselves, complaining or having, like what you say, remuneration over this over and over again. And you sort of catch yourself, you go, boy, I'm really, stuck on this. So hopefully you have that introspection to do that and say, okay, that's enough, So talking about it, journaling it, drawing is a way, I would say, is to get it out there and say, hey, okay, that's it. That's pretty ugly, or that's a dead end road. Because we have the chance. Sometimes we have a couple of split seconds and we go, hey, do I really want to go down this road? Do I really want to take this road of incessantly thinking and talking about this situation, or do I want to just take the right instead of going down that road of constantly thinking and hashing over something? We just say, okay, you know what? I can't do anything about it. Let it go.
Yeah. Well, we can change our emotions. We can change how we come to understand situations. It's up to us, really. Nobody else can do it for us.
Absolutely.
So in any situation, it's how we react to it. It's how we decide to live with it. And I've had those moments where things are starting to not look great, and I can feel the dark cloud coming, and it's like, whoa, hold on. Do I want to go there right now?
Yeah.
And sometimes we need to. And sometimes we can say, yes, I'm going to go there, but I'm going to give myself 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes of darkness.
Yeah. I think that's a great way to deal with stuff. And I've recommended that to people, especially people going through grief. Say, every day, give yourself 5-10 minutes. Put on the timer. I'm such a fan of timers. Just to put it out there, if anyone's interested, give yourself a timer.
So what people buy you instead of instead of toasters, they like to buy you timers.
Like somebody who loves owls or whatever, their house is covered in owls. No, but my daughter knows I love the timer. But give yourself that 5 minutes, and then say that's it. Like, now I'm going to change the mood. It's like you need to reframe. Reframing is a NLP term. It's used in psychology.
Yeah, love NLP.
Yeah. So to reframe something, you can just switch it, turn it around.
Yeah. Just for the listeners, so they'll know, NLP is neuro-linguistic programming, and it's basically reprogramming your thoughts and really looking at your thoughts and how they, how you think and how they affect your life. So, and just letting our listeners know they're listening to CIDI 99.1 FM, The Alternatives, You Have Choices. And we're just talking about going in and having your moment. And you mentioned depression, and I agree that, people have a tendency who are depressed to ruminate too much. But also depression is the inability to feel anger. It's suppressed anger. So, yeah, give yourself 5 minutes of anger if you need it. Right? Get it out there. Most of us are brought up in households where anger is not acceptable. We cannot, we're not allowed to express anger, let alone sadness and all the other, vulnerability and stuff. And again, particularly men have it's a no, men don't cry and blah, blah, blah. So, recommending a few minutes of whatever emotion that you have, let it out, express it. And I've said this before in other shows, not to spew it on people, but just to really just own it for yourself and express it and say, I feel this way.
Yeah.
So journaling and being, drawing and being with you or yourself in those moments. Fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, journaling is excellent for that. Just as an aside, I remember reading in a paper somewhere about somewhere in the States, this woman opened up a place where you can go and throw plates.
Oh. Is she Greek?
Yeah, you'd think.
Is she Greek?
I think so. But you get to go and, pay for 15 minutes of unlimited plate smashing.
Wow. That's amazing. Is she still there? Is she?
Yeah, I think so. I think it was a big business coup for her. But
maybe she needed it. That was her therapy as well. She was her best client, maybe.
Yeah. I think that's how it started. I think her husband said, you got something here. I think you need to open up a store where you can allow people to come and smash plates at, whenever they need to.
That's right.
So,
that's right.
Sometimes it's better to obviously keep things a little bit under wraps, obviously. Mm-hmm. And from the psychology that I've studied, there are different theories that some believe it should be kept in, and that to express anger doesn't actually make it go away. It actually encourages more. Mm-hmm. So if we're talking about anger, anger management is really important, and if we were to go off on that road. But anyways, I guess we'll bring it back to a safe place, which is somewhere like a journal or working out. I took Kung Fu for a few years, and boy, that was such an incredible way to get out this energy that I didn't even realize I had.
Nice.
And it was very empowering, that whole feeling of punching and kicking, because I never had that when I was a kid.
Yeah, well, I had a lot of punching and kicking, but it wasn't accepted, that's for sure. So, Shannon, thank you so much for coming today. And I feel like we're at the end of the show, and we haven't really opened up all your bag to look into it and see all your goodies. So, would you come back for another show?
I would love to. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, listeners. And again, sunshinecenter.ca for more information. You can find Shannon Brown on shannonbrownstudio.com. And number for our center is 450-538-1111. Thank you very much for listening, and see you next time.